the better way to looking to take and make reality our Olympic boxing.
Rules, and there's an order, and the WBC is the WBC. I cannot compare to anybody else. And he signed a contract. He fought to fight for the WBC title.
But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit.
Terence Crawford just got hit with the unthinkable. The WBA president has officially canceled his boxing license. All this just days after Crawford filed a $50 million lawsuit against the WBC.
He did not comply with the rules. Then he moves up to super middle and makes the fight of the century, beats Canelo, makes $50 million or around that. The WBC absolutely is not going to charge 3% of such an amount.
What started as a simple dispute over sanctioning fees has now erupted into an all-out war between Crawford and the most powerful organizations in boxing. Crawford's rebellion isn't just another controversy. It's a direct challenge to the system that has controlled the sport for decades. His actions have shaken boxing's foundation to its core, and now the reaction has been explosive. Mauricio Sullivan fired back. Ryan Garcia called him cowardly. Eddie Hearn compared him to a man skipping the restaurant bill. And Tim Bradley, he says this isn't even about money. It's about something much bigger, control. So, how did one lawsuit spiral into Crawford being blacklisted by the very institutions that once celebrated him? Let's break it down.
I'm paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any of the other sanctioned bodies, huh?
Just weeks ago, Terence Crawford, the undefeated welterweight king and one of boxing's greatest pound-for-pound fighters, made headlines when he sued the WBC for $50 million, accusing them of corruption, favoritism, and unfair ranking practices after they stripped him of his title. The issue began when Crawford refused to pay WBC sanctioning fees following his mega fight against Canelo Alvarez. The organization responded by removing him from its rankings entirely.
We made a very clear 0.6%, which is $300,000, with $225,000 going to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which is to help former fighters in need.
Crawford didn't stay silent. He fired back with legal action, claiming he was being punished for speaking truth. But the move that followed was even more shocking. Within days of that lawsuit, WBA officials revoked his boxing license, citing disciplinary concerns and breaches of fighter conduct. In plain English, Crawford's war against the WBC may have cost him his standing with the WBA, a move that many see as retaliation. In the eyes of boxing's power brokers, Crawford's defiance wasn't bravery, it was blasphemy. And the first to defend the establishment once again was WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman.
And there's an order, and the WBC is the WBC. I cannot compare to anybody else. And he signed a contract. He fought to fight for the WBC title. He fought to fight for the undisputed title. He knows the rules. He does not want to abide by the rules. It's okay. He can go other ways.
And asked about Crawford's growing rebellion, Mauricio Sullivan doubled down. There are rules and there's an order. He said he signed a contract. He fought for the WBC title. He knows the rules. He doesn't want to abide by them. It's okay. He can go other ways. To Sullivan, Crawford's lawsuit isn't about fairness. It's about a fighter refusing to play by the rules that everyone else follows. He even tried to play it off diplomatically, saying, "We have no hard feelings." We even signed a cardboard poster for him at the convention, wishing him success.
No idea. I talk to everybody. I have no hard feelings to anyone. We ended up the convention with the WBC Cares initiative. We had a very nice cardboard of champions, including Terence, and we all signed a nice cardboard signature of Terence Crawford. We're gonna send it to him, wishing him the best. If the path crosses again, perfect.
Publicly, it sounded peaceful, a calm, almost forgiving tone. But behind the scenes, Crawford's license was being quietly frozen. While the WBC spoke about respect and protocols, boxing insiders whispered that the sanctioning bodies were coordinating a silent campaign to shut Crawford out of the sport. And that's when more voices in the boxing world began weighing in. Some are defending Crawford, and others are turning their backs completely.
Say Crawford should have talked his talk before when he needed him. He wasn't talking like this. Now that he got the money, the cash, now I don't need WC to get me an opportunity. Now I'm gonna say, yo, fuck y'all, blah blah blah. To me, that's a little cowardice, on his part. But guess what? Only thing I don't agree with is why is it 330,000? That's what I don't like that amount.
Rising star Ryan Garcia didn't hold back his thoughts. Crawford should have talked his talk before. Ryan said when he needed the WBC, he was quiet. Now that he's got the money, he's like, I don't need them. That's cowardice, man. He went on to question the financial angle, too. The only thing I don't agree with is why is it $330,000? That's the percentage. That's how it works. You fight for their belts, and you pay the fees. For Ryan, it's not just about money, it's about principle. His message was clear. If Crawford wanted to be recognized as an undisputed champion, he should have respected the same structure that gave him that recognition in the first place. It's a classic generational clash. One fighter defends the system that made him, while another tries to tear it down. But then a retired champion stepped in with a completely different take, and his theory shook fans to their core.
Already know the damn rest, hey? Oh, this Terence Crawford is going on. But they all missing it. He missing it too. This ain't about no damn WBC.
Boxing analyst and former champion Tim Desert Storm Bradley didn't mince words. You already know the damn rest. He said this isn't about any damn WBC. It's about Hamza Shiraz. It's about him getting that strap without going through Crawford.
I'm gonna keep the buck with you. Oh, I want y'all to think, man. I told y'all, this is the channel to make y'all think. This about Hamza Shiraz.
Bradley suggested that the sanctioning bodies weren't punishing Crawford for skipping fees. They were clearing a path for their own fighters. He connected dots that many fans had overlooked. Hamza Shiraz, a rising star with powerful backers, was suddenly being fast-tracked for a title shot after Crawford was stripped. Whose guy is that? Think about it. Bradley warned.
It's about him getting a strap. That's what this is about. Whose guy is that? Who guy is that? Think about it. That's what this is about. It ain't about the money.
This is politics. It's about power, not principle. His comments ignited speculation that Crawford's punishment was less about money and more about maintaining control over which fighters rise and which get sidelined. And while Bradley pointed to politics, promoting Eddie Hearn focused on the practical side and delivered one of the most memorable analogies of the whole saga.
He did is a little bit like going out to a restaurant, having all the best caviar and lobsters, and the bill comes and you go, I ain't paying that, and you just walk out. Now,
Eddie Hearn, known for his sharp tongue and business-first mindset, explained it like this. It's like going to a restaurant, ordering all the best caviar and lobster, and when the bill comes, you say, I'm not paying. He continued, you want it to be undisputed, right? You wanted that belt. Well, you can't enjoy the meal and then walk out without paying for it. Those are the rules.
you sat down at the table, you wanted to eat all the good stuff, you got to pay your dues and you got to pay your bill. Now what he will say in answer to that is, yeah, but the bill was too much. It's like, no, the rules are their rules. They can actually inflict a 3%.
Hearn did acknowledge Crawford's argument that the sanctioning fees were excessive but reminded everyone that the rules exist for a reason. He said the WBC even reduced the usual 3% sanctioning fee to under 1%, claiming Crawford's total was closer to $300,000, not millions.
Sanction fee across your whole purse. What Maurizio's saying is, no, what we did, it actually worked out at 0.06 or 9 or whatever it was. But Terence is looking at it going, well, it's 300,000. But it does. You wanted the opportunity to call yourself an undisputed champion.
To Hearn, this wasn't corruption. It was simply the cost of prestige. But to Crawford, it was proof that the system was rigged against fighters, especially those who dared to speak out. And that brings us to the bigger issue. This fight was never really about a check. It's about who controls the future of boxing. By losing his WBA license, Crawford is now effectively locked out of competing under any major sanctioning body. He's not officially banned, but his name has vanished from rankings. And without those approvals, no promoter can legally organize his next fight under standard sanctioning terms. In short, he's been blacklisted, exiled from the very system he helped define.
And it is just regrettable, not even a thank you or I'm sorry, taking a different route, no response. I wish him the best. But this is not. The WBC is huge, it's great, it's about greatness, and I'm relieved, to tell you the truth.
Insiders believe this was retaliation for his $50 million lawsuit. A clear warning to other fighters who might think about doing the same. For Crawford, this means no sanctioned bouts, no title defenses, and no paydays under the WBA's umbrella. It's boxing's version of being erased. Not because of performance, but because of politics. But here's the twist. While they think they've silenced him, this might be the moment Crawford's voice gets even louder. Crawford's fight has reignited a decades-old debate. Should fighters be forced to pay sanctioning bodies that already profit from their names? Or should the sport finally move toward transparency?
You don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist to see what's going on with all these guys. They're all these guys that are crying the loudest are the fucking problems. They're the problem, every one of these guys.
Even Dana White, the UFC boss, recently weighed in, calling boxing structure outdated, bloated, and broken. Errol Spence Jr. said there should be accountability for where sanctioning fees actually go. We don't know if it's funding fights or funding parties. He said,
There definitely be change. We definitely see, there need to be some account of where's the money going, because, we don't know. Is it going to, because all we see is like them having, big dinners at fights and big dinners fights and, they have big, what's the things they be throwing? Big annual, conventions and things like that. So
fans are now asking the same thing. If fighters like Crawford can be stripped, sued, and silenced for speaking up, who's really in charge of boxing? Crawford's license might be gone, but the debate he sparked could lead to the most significant reform the sport has seen in decades. He may have lost his official title, but he's become the face of a new kind of resistance. Still, for now, Crawford stands alone. The world champion without a country. Terence Crawford has been stripped of his belts, sued by the WBC, and now rejected by the WBA. But through it all, one thing remains clear. He's not backing down. They can take the belts. They can take the license, a voice in the boxing community said, echoing Crawford's defiance. But they can't take the truth that the system is finally being challenged. Crawford may no longer be undisputed inside the ring, but outside of it, he's fighting the most important battle of his career, a fight for fairness, respect, and the soul of boxing itself. So, what do you think? Did the WBA go too far by canceling Crawford's license, or did he cross the line by defying the system that made him a star? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this story is far from over. And if you thought this was wild, just wait until you see what Crawford does next.
You can take the fucking belt. It's a trophy anyway. The fuck am I paying you every time I step foot in the...
Alright, guys. For the best updates on boxing news, moments, events, and actions, subscribe to Knockout Updates and turn on notifications to never miss out on quality content. And check out our other videos. Until next time, peace out.